Oh, hey, you saw the caption and you thought, what's the gossip? Let me lure you into my web of evil, child. I'm going to be talking all things Benefit Cosmetics today. I will be using a full face of Benefit products that you're seeing right here. I'll be discussing what my time at working for Benefit was like, what I thought of the products, what I think of the products now. So if you are into watching Get Ready With Me's, then please keep watching. So before we get started, I'm going to say a few of the products that I'm going to be using straight away, mainly because I'm just gonna roll with it and I know I'm gonna forget to say it out loud. And so I'm going to say a few products now, but I'm also going to list everything that I use in the description box below. So if I don't mention anything, just check down there. So the first product I'm using is a Benefit product. It is the infamous Professional. So the reason I say that this is an infamous product is because it has such mixed reviews. I generally don't reach for this. This is a primer. I do use primers normally, but I don't reach for this one. The reason why is because this is a very matte primer. So its sole purpose is to fill in your pores, where I generally get them around my nose and cheeks area. And even though it does do the job and it does it well, I prefer a more radiant, glowy primer. So I wouldn't normally reach something that matte. People say it can turn into like a paste. It goes into like bubbly bits, so when you touch your face with it, it sort of can like flake off a little bit. And so generally I think it's more of the consistency that people don't like, not the product not working, if you know what I mean. I think the product works well. I think it does the job that it's supposed to do, but I just don't like the feeling of it in my hands. So I always tend to wipe this off with a makeup wipe. I should also say as well, I find, see it's already starting to come off here. It's all starting to flake. I find that this, you'll always see this product as a free gift from Benefit. So at Christmas time when they have all their bigger like bundles that you can buy, this always is thrown in free. And sometimes I think it's like, are you just giving it away at this point? Like it's always the free product, always, always, always. You find whenever you buy bundles from any makeup brand, they always throw in a red lipstick. And it's like, come on, like give me a nude lipstick. I'm never gonna wear a red lipstick. And if you do wear one, you have like that one specific red that you love, you know? So before I start on my what it's like to work for Benefit journey, I'm just going to talk about the foundations that I'm going to be using today. The first one is a YSL one. I don't own a Benefit foundation that's my skin colour, so I'm using a YSL one as my all over face coverage, and I'll be putting that on with a brush. And I am using a Benefit foundation as a contour stick. So this is their Happy Sticks, I believe they're called. And as you can see, it's really, really, really dark, but I use it just to contour my cheeks. So that's what I'll be using in the next few minutes. Okay, so first things first, how did I get the job at Benefit? Well, I was 17 years old and me and my mum every single Saturday would go to Debenhams, my local department store, and buy makeup, basically. Every 17-year-old girl's dream, right? And the reason behind that is I was so obsessed with makeup from such a young age. My mum used to say to me, right Hannah, if you insist on wearing it so much, at least wear good stuff, because I was like bright orange, had the full orange line around the neck, everything. So I was like, fine by me, you're paying, I'm going. Mum took me into Debenhams and we came across an amazing woman who worked at the Benefit counter. She was the manager there and she was just so good at her job. When I say she is like every marketer's dream, she really was. Like she was so funny, so lovely, so warm. And because of her, it made us just fall in love with the Benefit brand. In fact, I don't even think I'd heard of Benefit before I happened to come across her. Now Benefit, I believe, drew me in at a young age because of their packaging. They're so bright colours, they're fun, they have cool little slogans to go with all of their products. And I think if you're young, naturally you're like that, you know, you're consumed by like, you know, how it's marketed and stuff. To remember, I worked for Benefit over 10 years ago now. I'm now 20, how old am I? I'm 29. And I worked there when I was 17, so we're going back a really, really, really long time. Nowadays, I feel like girls 17 are way invested in makeup. They're way more willing to spend the money. They do their research way more than I did. There's so much more on the internet. All these YouTubers and bloggers and things like that are so much more attainable now, whereas when I was 17, there was nothing like that at all. You would literally go to a shop and just think, oh, that brand looks good, and that was it. So we went over to the benefit counter, and like I said, I pretty much fell in love with this woman that worked there. She was just brilliant. And I remember thinking, oh, I'd love to work here and be like her. She was just so funny. She's actually, I felt like she had the best job in the world. She was playing with makeup all day long. She was chatting to other girls that were like-minded. It was just brilliant. And I was at the time at college studying makeup. And so I then got a call one day, because my number was on the file at Benefit for being like a loyal customer and things like that. And I got a call saying there's a job that's come up, kind of just like a weekend girl. Do you want to come for an interview? Doesn't bear shit in the woods. Went for my interview. Now, I believe I had a different interview process than most people have, because I knew the lady so well at this point. I pretty much went in, had a one-to-one with her. I don't think there was an area manager there at the time. So the way things were done were a bit different, because there was no area manager. They needed someone quick, and I kind of got offered the job because she knew how much I love makeup. I was there all the time. She knew me well anyway. And I can't really remember the full interview process. I think I had to sell her a product. And I think the product I had to sell her was a product called Posy Tint. If you're an OG, you know. It's basically a lip and cheek tint. Cheers to that, by the way, because that is probably the worst product I had to try and sell. I was just thinking, what the hell is this? I'd never use this. I might use it now I'm older and I'm playing with makeup more and I prefer like liquid products more. But back then, 17, I'm just caking it on at this point. I'm not using Posy Tint. Anyway, I got offered the job pretty much there and then. And unfortunately, the lady that I've been talking about, she then left quite soon after. And it was sort of me and a few other girls. But again, I can't recall there being an area manager there for a really long time. It was kind of like us girls holding the fort for a bit. And that was great. I will say at this point, I was employed by Debenhams, not by Benefit. So if you work at like Harrods or Selfridges or John Lewis, I don't know if that's the same for you. So I don't know if I had a different like target and stuff to me or expectation of me because I worked via a store and not the Benefit, because Benefit do have boutiques that you can work at. I don't know if it would be different working for a boutique or, like I say, for a bigger store like Harrods or Selfridges. But one of the rules for that was you have to do this thing called traffic stop. Now, traffic stop is essentially the beauty department's version of someone selling the big issue. You literally have people that walk into the store and you have to stop them and go, hi, try this new product of ours. And you can actually see people start to avoid you as you walk in the store. That, I would say, without question, is the worst thing about working for Benefit. You actually, like I said, you actually watch people avoid you. It's awful. And you have to have such a thick skin because people are like, no. Yeah, that was just horrible. And when you're the sort of junior, like the new person to come in working like I was, your manager or counter manager or whoever at the time will always be expecting you to be traffic stopping. So generally my Saturdays were, well, Saturdays weren't too bad because the store was busy and people would be coming in to buy their makeup. You wouldn't have to traffic stop as much because they'd come to you. But when you're working a Wednesday or a Monday, believe me, it is soul destroying. So this leads me to when we then did get an area manager. I don't know what was wrong with this person, okay? She was brought in as an area manager, but like I said to you, we hadn't had one for such a long time. I think it must have been slim pickings because I remember hearing that she had no beauty experience. So she'd obviously been an area manager for other brands before. I think it was like a computer company or something she was previously an area manager for. And this was sort of her first dip in the beauty industry. And she sort of came, first of all, she always called me the wrong name, always. I was never called Hannah, but I was always something else. And then when she did come in once, she was doing an interview process, and she was doing an interview process with about 10 other people that were hoping to work for Benefit. and she had to sort of show them how it's done. Now, luckily for me that day, I was busy with just people coming in and out buying makeup, me doing makeovers, so I didn't have to do any of the traffic stopping, showing how it's done. But I always remember that day, she came in, I think I met her once, and she was like, hey, how are you? Called me the wrong name, gave me a big hug, and I was like, and she was like talking to the boys and girls that she was hoping to employ, and she was like, right, so you have to traffic stop, and we always have to upsell. So basically they were talking about how you needed a minimum of 2 items per sale, I believe. You have to try and get that extra one in, which I don't think is a benefit thing. I think that's across the board. Most makeup brands will ask you to upsell. Now I'm going to go with a bit of concealer, which is a benefit concealer, which actually is very, very good. This is called Boing. And I've got the liquid version, but they do this in a paste version as well. I remember this area manager lady, she managed to traffic stop someone. They sat down and they bought 16 products from her. Now, fair play if that was a legit customer. But I really believe that was like a friend of hers or something, because the stuff that she was selling to her was just bizarre. And like I said, this lady had no real like beauty experience from what I was told. And it just felt a bit too good to be true. She wasn't like, I think she left after like 6 months anyway. It wasn't like she stayed there for ages and it was her passion or anything like that. And I remember watching her thinking, how did she do that? Like, it just didn't add up, and I still believe now that was one of her friends that came in just to make her look good. Whoever was working the Sunday probably got 16 items as a refund, and they started their day in a minus, so cheers. Benefit, as I was explaining to you back then, not so much now, but back then, I felt they were targeted to a much younger audience. I mean, I think a 17-year-old me was a lot more immature than a 17-year-old nowadays. So I do think girls now and boys have grown up more and been more open to better makeup and things like that. And so maybe life has just obviously adapted now and changed. But back then, I felt they marketed their makeup towards kids. That's how I can explain it, because of the packaging and things like that. And quite often, we would get a new product release where we'd have to focus that day on selling this one specific product. And I always remember there was a product, I can't remember what it was, it was called like Prowl, P-R-O-W-L. And it was a bubblegum pink lip gloss on one end, so like this. And on the other end, it was a blue mascara. Probably the most hideous thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm now going to go in with the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. Actually, this is my favourite eyebrow pencil ever. I absolutely love it. It's got a really, really fine tip. And it also comes with, here you go. And it also comes with a little brush at the end. I absolutely love it. Okay, brows are done. Sorry, want to quickly get that over the way and done with. And I'm now going to go in with a different Benefit product, which I have clearly enjoyed because I've rubbed all of the label off. But this is called Gimme Brow, and this is kind of like a brow setter. So I would just go with my brows like this to set the hairs in place. I'm going to do eyes. Now, I don't have any eye products for Benefit other than mascara, which I will say is the best mascara I've ever used. This is the Bad Gal Bang mascara. Generally, I would never use another mascara now. I've been using this for years. I can't find anything that comes close to it. I really love the tip where it's like a comb. I absolutely love it. But other than that, I don't have any eye products. So I don't have any eyeshadows, eyeliners, or anything. So what you will see me using will not be Benefit products other than mascara. They will be, actually, I will be using the Benefit bronzer as an eyeshadow, and I will go over my contour with it in a minute. But I'll be using the Charlotte Tilbury eyeliner, and then that'll be it. So yeah, as I was saying, I remember this hideous product called Prowl, and we had to try and sell it. And it was products like that that I felt let Benefit down, if that's the right thing to say. It made the brand look gimmicky, and they're actually not. I mean, especially nowadays, I really don't believe they are. I think they're a really good brand now. But back then, I remember almost feeling like we were a laughingstock compared to the other brands, like the Dior's, the Cliniques, all that sort of stuff. I just felt a bit like we were like the young, like the young brand, but because of our price range, like a mascara was still £17. 11 years ago, I wasn't spending £17 on a mascara, I was spending £2 on a mascara at Maybelline. So they marketed themselves towards very young girls and boys, but the price limit would say, but your mum and dad need to pay for it. So I felt that's where Benefit sort of missed their mark as such. Not that I am a brand owner, I mean, I have no idea how these things work. I'm sure Benefit are not watching this video now going, oh, interesting, thanks for the tip, Hannah. We'll let you know next time we need a CEO position. I just felt that it was harder to sell our products because of the packaging, because of what we were selling. Like I said, bubblegum lip gloss teamed with a blue mascara. And then to go, oh, by the way, it was £20.50. No, on what planet is someone going to pay that? Don't get me wrong, there are people that are fantastic sellers. Like, my mum's a saleswoman, and seriously, she is absolutely incredible. She could literally sell, like, anything. But I think even her at this point would think, fuck me, a blue mascara and a pink bubblegum lip gloss is going to be a challenge. I don't think it was the easiest product to sell. Don't get me wrong, they had some brilliant stuff. And like I say, nowadays, I actually think their product, I mean, I have so many Benefit products nowadays, actually, more than I thought. When I came to doing this video, I thought, oh my God, I've got no products to show them. But actually, I've got more Benefit products than not. So that does go to show that they really have like worked on their products and stuff. And now, for example, brows, I don't know if I would use any other brands for eyebrows because I think their products are so good. Mascaras are really good. What I would say is some very positive and good points about working for, to be honest with you, any makeup brand at such a young age was that I was able to gain people skills and confidence skills really early on in life. Obviously I was working with members of the public, I was touching their face, I was like selling to them, so I had to be extremely charismatic, and I think all of them attributes really helped me like develop my character in furthering in life. I'm a very confident person now. I have zero issues speaking to strangers and things like that. And so I think that has really helped. I was so young, and yet I was thrown into this like deep end of all these like other women that worked on these stands that were so good at their job. I kind of had to like step up and be good at what I'd done. So I really think that helped my personal skills and general life skills. So if you ever do get an opportunity to work in that sort of demographic at a young age, I mean, let's face it, at any age, but if you are up and coming and hoping that's what you want to do with a career and you get the opportunity to start out there, I would 100% take it with both hands, because it does teach you so many life lessons, and also like discipline. Like, I obviously had to hit target every week, and you want to feel good about yourself and you want to do a good job. And so no matter what I was selling at the time, whether they were really good products or really bad products, I had to hit my target, and that rewarding factor when I did was so good. And I was learning this like 17, 18, so it really does develop you as a character going forward. So I would say that is a really positive experience I took for working for a makeup brand. And also hats off to Benefit in particular, because I will say they're very good on their training. So I would have to go to their head office maybe once a quarter and do some training or product knowledge and things like that, and they were really good. Their training days were so fun. You'd always get these big goodie bags. You would get a lot of allocation where you could spend like money on the products for like decent amount, and generally I learned a lot through them. So I really highly recommend anyone to work for Benefit, especially now that I feel that they've developed their products so well. I think as a brand now compared to 11 years ago, they are way better, and everyone's got to start somewhere, right? I don't feel they are as gimmicky now. I think they are definitely fun. I would say of all the brands, you would expect them to be more fun, especially as I watch so many YouTube videos of other beauty influencers going on brand trips with them and things like that. They always seem to have the most fun with Benefit. So I would say they've kept that fun side, but they haven't allowed themselves to look gimmicky anymore. I'm basically just going over my Contour with the Benefit Hoola bronzer. I pretty much just done my eye makeup off camera because it was irrelevant really for you to see me put some eyeshadow on and an eyeliner that isn't Benefit. Okay, so I'm now about to put some, I'll put a bit of blusher on. I'm just using a NARS blusher today. Again, I don't own a Benefit blusher. They actually do a really wide range of bronzers and blushes. I just only have this one. Okay, lashes are on. I don't have any Benefit products left now, so the rest is literally just going to be some highlighter, which I have one from Becca here, and a lip liner from MAC and a lip gloss from Dior. So that is my roundup of the Benefit products for now. I hope you found this video mildly interesting. No shade, no tea. I very much enjoyed my time working with Benefit. I think they gave me some fantastic opportunities. Like I said, when I worked there, I think it was absolutely perfect for a young 17-year-old that was looking to get into makeup. And I had no experience, of course, with the public or anything like that. So I think that was the perfect brand for me to work with. A bit of setting spray. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. That is me done. This is the finished look for the day with nowhere to go. But I hope you enjoyed the glam anyway. Like I was saying, if you are looking to get into a career in makeup, even if you need a stepping stone and you want to go on to do film, theatre makeup, editorial makeup, working within a brand is such a good starting point. I think, like I said, it gains you so many life skills, so many presentation skills, so many confidence skills, just works on you great as a person, and also being able to sell things, having that confidence to go up to people and go, hey, why don't you sit down and try this product, is such a great feel-good factor as well. So I would absolutely recommend doing this to anyone, and also Benefit in particular. So I hope this has been informative. I hope it's been fun. And I hope no one goes out and buys blue mascaras with bubblegum lipstick, let me tell you. Anyway, thanks for watching this, and I'll see you next time.